So here's SNDL Sundial Growers. This finishes at 81 cents today. That is up 8.86%. Please like the video, please subscribe, and catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. So here is TLRY Tilray Brands. This finishes at $8.56 today. That is up 22.81%. So here's another Devil's Lettuce stock that has been squeezing the past 2 weeks. We discussed this stock yesterday. Definitely still short squeezing. A lot of price action today. This got over 10,000 mentions on StockTwits. So once again, we will analyze this stock today. So no company-specific news to justify this price action. Again, this appears to be mooning on the big catalyst coming up next week, being the House vote for federal legalization. So a lot of buying the rumor going on right now. So apes really like this stock. Jumping in here, squeezing it up. So really big price action. Big gain today. Very nice. So let's go ahead and analyze here. So first of all, this appears to be a cup and handle in the making. Bottom of the cup being the low of around 480. And there can be multiple possible tops. It can be 1010, 1395, 15, 1680, 1920, or even 2290. But those are all bullish indicators. That is telling us that the stock should eventually come back up to one of those tops to complete the cup. And then we have a gap down at around 1230. So that's another bullish indicator. That is telling us that the stock should eventually come back up to 1230 to fill this gap. May take a while, but eventually it should. And then today we do have a gap up at around 705. So that is a bearish indicator that is telling us that the stock should eventually come back down to 705 to fill this gap. And in the aftermarket here, this is pulling back down to 840. So if this holds, that would be a bearish indicator for Monday. That is suggesting that the stock will sell off on Monday. And if you guys want to follow along, the link to the chart is in the description down below. So right now, this is sitting on the support of 860, which it finished around today. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be 890, 925, 960, 1010, 1065, 1095, 1125, 1165, 1220, 1250, 13, 1340, and then 1395. There is resistance above 1395, but we're not going to discuss that right now. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be 830, 795, 755, 705, 675, 635, 615, 570, 540, 505, and then the low of 480. So right now at this current price, 856, the channels to the upside and the downside are pretty wide, so expect significant price action either way this goes. However, as this stock continues to run to the upside, the channels start to open up and get even wider, so expect an even more significant increase in price action if this continues to run to the upside, especially if/when this breaks 960. So if/when this breaks 960, expect a huge increase in price action. RSI is currently at 77, so that is overbought and overvalued, so be careful guys. And this did 301 million in volume today. Very significant volume. Biggest volume day of the year by far. Way above average. So this pump/squeeze today was confirmed by the volume. Okay guys, just my opinion, not financial advice. So longer term, this does appear to be a good stock to buy and hold to diamond hands. A lot of upside potential. Big cup and handle here. And there's a gap down at 1230. But in the short term, this has definitely been short squeezing. Chart is starting to look pretty bearish. So this is still squeezing. Big catalyst next week. But I believe in the next few trading sessions, this should start to pull back. The squeeze will have to end at some point. Momentum is going to cool off. So therefore, if you want to go long, not financial advice. If you want to quick scalp this, that's an okay play. Again, there is still more upside potential. Still short squeezing. Personally, I would not do that, and I would not recommend that. There shouldn't be too much more upside potential. I do think this should top out at around 1010. So from the current price of 855, that's only about a 15% upside at this point. I think you're a little late to the party. I think you missed your chance. And there is a good amount of downside potential too. Again, I do think this will have to pull back down to 705 to fill the gap. And that's about a 20% downside. So at this current price of 855, that's around a 15% upside potential and a 20% downside potential. Not really worth it in my opinion. Too risky for my liking. So it's a decent play. Not necessarily a bad play, but pretty risky. I would say going long here would be a medium risk, medium reward play. You can make the argument for going long here, but personally, I just stay away from it. So if you want to go long, I can't support it. Please just do that at your own risk. Now, if you're in this for the long term, if you like the stock and you're going to diamond hands, then I would hold off for right now. Again, I do think the stock will pull back down to at least 705 to fill the gap. So if you're a little patient here, you should be able to get a better entry. I don't like going long here at 855. I would hold off to 705 where the gap is. And if it pulls back below 705, then you can just average down at the supports that I mentioned before. Now, if you want to go short now, financial advice, that seems like a decent play. Again, I do think this will pull back down to 705 to fill the gap. Got some pretty bearish indicators at the moment. High RSI, aftermarket action, and the gap up. So from this current price of 855 down to 705, where the gap is, that's about a 20% downside. So pretty decent money to be made here on the downside. Not the biggest tendies, not the most money in the world, but not too much risk either. So I would say going short here would be a medium risk, medium reward play. So while this does have more upside potential, I do believe this should be a relatively easy 20% gain here to the downside. And if this does keep running to the upside, which I don't think it will, you can make even more than 20%. So I would support going short at 855 and higher. So pretty straightforward here, guys. Long term, looks like a good stock to buy and hold to diamond hands. In the short term, this may keep going up, but really shouldn't go up too much more, and should start to pull back pretty soon here once the squeeze is over. So if you want to quick scalp this on the long side, go for it. Just be careful. If you want to diamond hands, wait for a pullback. And if you want to go short, it seems like a pretty decent opportunity right now. So congratulations to everyone who made money in the stock today. Consider taking profits if you're up, not financial advice. And good luck to everyone currently in the stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is TLRY Tilray Brands. So here's SNDL Sundial Growers. This finishes at 81 cents today. That is up 8.86%. So we talked about the stock yesterday. It appears like this stock and all of the, what is called the devil's lettuce, those stocks have been squeezing lately. And yesterday I predicted that today this would continue to squeeze, and that appears to be the case. So once again, this did make top 10 on StockTwits. I believe it had over 10,000 mentions. So very popular stock. So once again, we will analyze it. So no company specific news to justify this price action today. It just seems like continued momentum because of next week's House vote on federal legalization. So it appears like there's a lot of buying the rumor going on right now in anticipation for that catalyst coming up. So I'm not saying this is going to sell the news, but there definitely appears to be a lot of buying the rumor right now, and there's a good chance that it does sell the news, because that's typically what happens. Buy the rumor, sell the news. But yeah, let's go ahead and analyze here. So first of all, this appears to be a cup and handle in the making. Bottom of the cup being around 42 cents, and there can be multiple possible tops. It can be 95 cents, 106, 112, 126, 138, or even the high of 150. Although I do think the most realistic top would be 95 cents. But those are all bullish indicators. That is telling us that the stock should come back up to one of those tops to complete the cup. And then we do have a gap up at 59 cents. So that is a bearish indicator that is telling us that the stock should come back down to 59 cents to fill this gap. And in the aftermarket here, this is pulling back down to 79 cents. So if this holds, that would be a bearish indicator for Monday. That is suggesting that the stock will pull back on Monday as well. And if you guys want to follow along, the link to the chart is in the description down below. So right now this is trading between the sideways channel, the rectangle of 83 cents and 80 cents. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be 83 cents, 86 cents, 88 cents, 91 cents, 95 cents, 99 cents, 102, 103, 106, 108, 112, 116, 118, 122, 126, 129, 134, 138, 142, and then 148. There is resistance above 148, but we're not going to discuss that right now. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be 80 cents, 78 cents, 75 cents, 73 cents, 71 cents, 69 cents, nice, 67 cents, 65 cents, 62 cents, 60 cents, 58 cents, 55 cents, 52 cents, 50 cents, 48 cents, 45 cents, 42 cents, and then 40 cents. There is support below 40 cents, but we're not going to discuss that right now. So right now at this current price, 81 cents. The channels to the upside and the downside are pretty wide, so expect significant price action either way this goes. However, if the stock keeps running to the upside, the channels get even wider, so expect an even more significant increase in price action if the stock continues to run to the upside. RSI is currently at 81, so that is very overbought and very overvalued, so be careful, guys. And this did 666 million in volume today. Very significant volume. Third biggest volume day of the year. So definitely a lot of momentum. Definitely still short squeezing. and this pump slash squeeze today was confirmed by the volume. Okay guys, just my opinion, not financial advice. So this still appears to be short squeezing. This may have more upside potential in it. We'll see what happens next week. Big catalyst coming up. I do have a feeling though this is going to be a sell the news event. So longer term, the stock looks pretty bullish. Big cup and handle, a lot of upside potential. But in the short term, this will have to pull back pretty soon here. It may keep running to the upside a little bit more, but eventually the squeeze will have to come to an end. I don't think it's over just yet, but this should start pulling back in the next few days. Now we are starting to get some pretty bearish indicators here in the short term. High RSI, aftermarket action, gap up. So this may keep running a little bit longer. I would say maybe to 95 cents to fill the top of this cup, but I really don't think it should run too much further to the upside. So therefore, if you want to go long, not financial advice. Personally, I would not do that, and I would not recommend that. This has been squeezing for almost 2 weeks now from the low of 45 cents, and I think you missed your chance. If you were to go long here, that would kind of be FOMO. You'd be buying in at a relative top, and I really don't think there's too much more upside potential. Like I said, maybe 95 cents. So maybe you could make around 20% to the upside here, but it's just too risky for my liking at this point. I would say going long here would be a high risk, medium reward play. You can make money, but a little too dangerous for my liking. If you want to go long, it's not necessarily a bad play, but please do that at your own risk at this point. It's getting pretty dangerous. But that's only if you want to quick scalp this for a quick gain. If you're in it for the long term, I would say hold off on the long side right now. Again, there is a gap up at 59 cents, so I do think this will have to pull back down to 59 eventually, and that appears to be a really good entry. So if you're long-term diamond hands on this stock, I would hold off, set your buy orders to 59 cents, and if it pulls back below 59 cents, then you can just average down at the supports that I mentioned before. Now, if you want to go short, not financial advice, seems like a pretty decent play at the moment. The chart is starting to look pretty bearish, and I do believe that this will pull back down to 59 cents to fill the gap. So from this current price, 81 cents, down to 59, that's over a 25% downside, almost 30%. So a good amount of downside potential here, a good amount of tendies to be made here. That being said, there is still risk involved. Again, this still has a little bit more upside potential. So I would say going short here would be a medium risk, high reward play. So I think the highest this will go is 95 cents. You'd be exposing yourself to 20% upside risk, but there's a 30% downside gain here. So the reward does outweigh the risk at the moment. So I can't support going short at 81 cents and higher, as long as you're able to withstand some more upside pressure here. And I would say cover at 59 cents for a pretty big profit, almost 30%. All right, guys, so pretty straightforward here. Big catalyst coming up. This is in the middle of a short squeeze right now, but I do believe next week this will have to pull back. Personally, I do think this will be a sell the news event. Typically, that's what happens when a big catalyst is coming up, but we'll see what happens. So long term looks like a good stock to diamond hands to hold. But in the short term, this may have more upside potential. Really shouldn't go up too much higher, and this should start to pull back pretty soon here in the next few trading sessions. So I can't support going long at this current price if you want to quick scalp it. If you want to diamond hands, I would wait until 59 cents. And if you want to go short, looks like a pretty good play to me. So congratulations to everyone who made money in the stock today. Consider taking profits if you're up, not financial advice. And good luck to everyone currently in the stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is SNDL Sundial Growers. Thanks everyone for watching today. I appreciate you guys. Please like the video, please subscribe, and catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. You apes already know, diamond hands to the moon. I'm Ty. This is Smarter Gambling. See you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody. Peace out.